where seniors thrive.
Welcome to Talk Power Thursday. You know, it's such a pleasure when I get to bring some of the financial professionals / senior advocates on, because you guys get to see us. You get to kind of feel us out. You get to know what we're thinking about and why we do what we do. And we do it for you. So today I'm excited because I have Martin Fox here from San Antonio, Texas. And he is a holistic type of financial planner, which means he does a little bit of everything, but we're going to let him tell you. So first and foremost, welcome, Martin.
Well, thank you, Miss Moné. It's always a pleasure to see your smiling face.
Well, having you on here is what I've been wanting for years, because it's just something about you that people love. You come in, you make them feel comfortable, and that's what we really need right now. We need people who are caring, who are doing it to serve, and really know what happens when somebody doesn't do it right?
That is very true, because unfortunately we have seen some cases where someone did not do it right and it did not work out well. I mean, besides my obvious good looks, I am a lifelong Texan, born and raised down way deep South Texas, and moved to San Antonio when I found the love of my life. Moné loves my wife, Norma.
I do.
Yeah. Anyway, I spent 35 years in the restaurant business. I'm sorry, 34 years in the restaurant business. I did that for several years until our good friend, Mr. COVID, hit. And then obviously that affected restaurants terribly. So I'm getting calls canceling walk-in pictures, but do you have any toilet paper? So that just kind of, so I kind of took my leave. I retired again. I was sitting around, finished all the projects around the house, cooking dinner every night. So, that was...
Norma likes that.
Yes, Norma likes that very much. So although she complains, now she can't find anything in the kitchen. But anyway, I got bored again and was actually answered an online deal and went to work for a company in final expense insurance.
Okay.
And it was fairly hard sell. And, it was like, okay, be at your desk, answer the call, and you got this many minutes to sell them a policy. And if not, it was just like, yeah, I'm not enjoying this.
And you had how much time to close the deal?
Well, I mean, they wanted you done in 20 to 25 minutes. I mean, from the pre-qualifying to finding out who would, what company they would be best with and what their needs were. And well, actually, it wasn't really about, to be honest with you, it wasn't about the client's needs. It was
the product.
Yeah. And, and I'm not used to it. I said, I spent 34 years in the restaurant business. I like seeing people happy. I like, taking care of people. That's what I've always done. The cooking, I've always loved cooking because I like to see a smile on people's face when they're eating something good. And I don't like pressuring people to make a decision now.
Yeah.
And I respectfully told them that I would no longer be doing that as well. So kind of retired again.
You're back in the kitchen, cooking what? Cooking something else,
And I'll be honest with you, I live up very close to what's known as the Texas wine country, the hill country. And my wife and I would go up there fairly often. And I mentioned to some buddies that owned a winery that, hey, I should get a job out here. Pretty much retired, to which their response was, be here Friday. And so I've been doing, and I still do that a couple of days a week. Yeah. But again, it's seeing fun. People having a good time, and it's fun. And, but anyway, Alicia Alcano, who is now retired, she was the COO, and fantastic lady, and got me connected with you. And after this, I don't think I would ever work for a different insurance company. Moné is on top of it. She knows her stuff. She has great connections throughout the industry. She is all about helping people as well. So we just kind of click. So anyway, that's me.
All of that is what has made you the consummate insurance professional, right? Because you have had some life experience, retired twice, right? Yeah. And so you kind of know what that landscape looks like compared to somebody in their 20s or 30s who's saying, oh yeah, let me help you with your retirement. You don't know anything about retirement. You might know analytically what needs to be done or some strategies, but when people call and talk to us, we're like the real McCoy. Tell me, through your experience, what is it that you see out there that most seniors don't see that directly affects their decisions on Medicare?
Well, a lot of people unfortunately believe that, oh, I hit 65, I signed up for Medicare, I don't have to worry about medical bills anymore. It's going to take care of me. It's a done deal, and it's free. Well, and Part A, depending, would be at no charge. But there is a premium for Part B, and a lot of people don't realize that, and they also don't realize that Medicare doesn't pay everything.
No,
you can be on the hook for a lot of money. So. And then, they don't necessarily know everything. I ended up reconnecting with a buddy when I first got into the restaurant business, and I reconnected with him a year and a half ago or whatever, and we were talking. He said, "Oh, what are you doing these days?" I do a lot of Medicare. Oh, I've got Medicare. Well, okay, well, who are you with? I have A and B. I said, okay. Do you have a Part D? Yeah, I didn't realize I really needed that for a long time, but I finally got a Part D. Right? And so anyway, I got him into an Advantage plan, and then I started. I was like, wait a minute, why are you getting billed for this Part D? He's paying the penalty because he's paying a $20 a month penalty for the rest of his life because he didn't realize he needed a Part D. I find a lot of times the problem is people either they didn't do any research or they did so much research that they confused the heck out of themselves. And that's not a put down necessarily, because this can be a very confusing and challenging subject to learn about. I mean, Lord have mercy, you know it, but every year just to get ready for Medicare, you have to do recertifications with every carrier that you are going to represent.
Yeah. And
that can take, I think the quickest one I've ever done is about an hour and a half, and some of them are up to 4 hours. And if you're going to represent six or eight different providers, or even more, that's a week's time just sitting there going, and it's not exciting. So
not exciting stuff, no.
Yeah, but so like I said, a lot of people have researched themselves into a stupor, and they can't make a decision anymore. So they're like, I'm tired of this. Just sign me up for something.
Yeah.
So that's a couple of the challenges that I have run into, and we don't charge our clients anything, a dime. Okay, why would you want to put yourself through all of that stuff when you don't have to?
No.
Give me a call. Give Moné a call. Give one of our other senior advocates a call, and we'll walk you through it.
Simple.
So, yeah.
Simple for us because we're trained and we're professionals.
Right.
I think the part 3 of this, Martin, is they don't know it, or they get tired trying to figure everything out, or what? The telephone calls, and is somebody calling from a call center?
Oh, you know what? I'm tired of this malarkey. Just, go for it.
And they get something they have no idea what it is.
Exactly. And the problem with dealing with someone from a call center is, how many companies do they represent? But if you're dealing with an independent broker like we all are here at BIVX, do you not like having options? Okay, or do you want to have all these multiple options that we can offer here?
So when you talk about call center, are we talking about call centers that just represent the carrier? Because some people don't realize that if they just get a call from the carrier every year to renew, they're not telling you all the options available. They're telling you all the options available for that carrier. So sometimes
exactly.
I'm confused.
So like I said, they might have a few different policies that are offered under that carrier, but that's all they can talk about. And what's the other problem with a call center? Oh, I have a question. I have a question about something. Oh, okay. Yes, please press 1 for this and 2 for that. And finally, you finally make it through that whole phone tree, and you get to somebody, and hi, Yeah, I was talking to Martin. Yeah, no, well, you can talk to me now because there's no way I can transfer you to Martin. I don't even know who Martin is, you know.
Right.
And, when you're dealing with a broker or someone from BIVX you're going to have our personal cell phone number.
Yeah.
You get a question. You call me. I'll have you in my phone and I'll say, oh, hey, Barry, how's it going? And yeah, and I can answer your question. And I'll be perfectly honest, there's a lot of times I won't have the answer for you right that second, depending on how complex the question is, because I got to go in and refresh my memory. Yes, great ones in there. As to exactly which policy you have and what the options you've chosen. But from that point on, I'm on the phone with carriers all the time, getting information and finding out stuff for my clients.
Yeah. To make life easier, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes they're on hold for a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then they get disconnected.
We've all had that happen, haven't we?
So we don't want clients to go through that. We don't want people to go. Nobody should go through that. You have gotten this wonderful platform where you can get the types of insurance that you feel you need. But the other side of that equation is you've got to have it delivered to you by somebody who cares. Otherwise, you're just going to get whatever they offer. And, you might even get some fraud because some of the people that are calling aren't even agents.
Unfortunately, that is very true. I'm a Texan. This is a family-oriented program, but I mean, it pisses me off because this is now my industry.
Yes.
My industry look bad. Then it just makes my job and your job and everybody else's job that is legitimate. It just makes it harder.
Yeah. Listen, at our age, it's smarter, not harder, and that should be for everyone. So. Now tell me a story of a person that you spoke to that you could tell was just at her last wit's end about something that was going on, and you knew from the story that it was just all bad. All bad. From the time you picked up the phone, you're like, oh, she really needs help.
She was in her argument in her mid-70s and it had a Medigap or Medicare supplement policy that she had had for years, which, to be perfectly honest with you, Aces is a better way to go if you can afford the premium because, you have the access to way more doctors and there's not as many pre-approvals and step therapy and all that kind of stuff you have to go through. But she had it for years. And then one of those people we were just talking about got her on the phone and convinced her to switch to an Advantage plan. Okay, and now she's not happy because there's more restrictions on it, her doctor that she liked, just all kinds of different issues that she was having, and she wanted to go back. Well, when you first turn 65, you got an open enrollment period where, it's guaranteed issue.
Yeah.
Well, she was not under the guaranteed issue anymore, and so she'd have to go through underwriting. Now, she was still pretty healthy. Every time one of these people would cold call her, these call centers and stuff, she'd get a cold call and she would answer it and she would talk to them because I'm talking 3 phone calls a week, at least an hour on each one for a couple of months. They're all during open enrollment.
She's not going to get that from a call center, I tell you that much.
And maybe she was just lonely and wanted to talk. I don't know, but we talked.
See, and I think that's part of the most important thing that we need to tell seniors. Just because your phone rings doesn't mean you need to answer it. If you don't know that number, don't answer it, right? If you have completed the process, then put something on your phone saying, I have already gotten Medicare, please don't call me back. Or the do not call list. I mean, there's so many ways to make their life easier, but I think they keep answering the phone. And so,
yeah.
And
you just mentioned the do not call list. That's another thing I do with most of my clients is say, hey, are you getting all these calls? Yes. Let's put you on the do not call list. That's not a guarantee, but if it cuts it down by 20%, it's better than nothing. But
they're getting calls, Martin, 18, 19, 20 calls a day from different carriers. And I feel for them because
Oh, yeah.
they really don't know what to do. And then they're thinking in the back of their mind, well, I wonder if something's changed. Or I wonder if there's something better. Maybe I should have waited, because they don't know who to trust. So to me, that's a really good segue into the Love and Trust Tour. What do you think?
I think that would probably make an excellent segue.
The Love and Trust Tour. Talk about giving love and giving trust. Wouldn't you think those are the two things that we see the least of today? Love and trust in our modern society.
Unfortunately, you are absolutely correct. It's sad because we both grew up in a time that you could trust your neighbors and your friends, and if you went to the insurance guy, which the insurance has been around forever, but you had your insurance agent, and that's who you went to, and you asked questions, and you depended on them, and in most cases, they did you right. They told you the truth. Yeah. Okay. Insurance has gotten a lot more complicated. I think there's a lot more products and a lot more options available, which is good. But so sometimes people get a little confused and, no, not that one. Yeah, this one. So you do really have to stay on top of things, but you do also have to make sure you're dealing with an agent that kind of focuses in that area. There is so many options. You've got whether it be the what we call P&C, property and casualty. That's your house and your car and stuff, and then you got insurance, and you got the life insurance, you got the long-term care insurance, you got the Medicare. So if someone's trying to do it all, that gets pretty difficult. Which is why I try to stay focused on senior type stuff, Medicare, long-term care, which is I had an agent from a very reputable nationwide company tell me, "Oh, nobody writes long-term care anymore." He told me this 3 or 4 years ago, and there's a lot of long-term care products out there, and and they've gotten a whole lot better, and there's different options as far as funding them and as far as what you can do with them, and can actually be some tax advantages to them.
Yes.
Depending on how you set it to be funded. I've spent the morning in a seminar, and it's like, okay, well, you can take that out of your your qualified funds and put it in here, and it still has a death benefit. So if you end up not needing long-term care insurance, well, then you have the death benefit.
Yeah.
But if you do need it, then there it is for you. And a statistic that was thrown out today: most couples, between the two people in the couple, there's a 96% chance that at least one of them is going to need some type of long-term care.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's like, why would you not have that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I'm gonna self-insure. I'm not sure how many people know what long-term care and memory care costs, but you can run anywhere from $4,500 to and especially, and you keep hearing more and more about Alzheimer's and dementia and everything.
Yeah.
I have someone that I went to high school with. Her little brother, who's about 5 years younger than this. Okay, straight up, I'm 63, so he'd be 58. He's already got early stage Alzheimer's and is in memory care facility, and he's healthy as a horse. He could be in there for 20 years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and then this is a reason why you are so fantastic, is because when a lot of these seniors speak to an agent, specifically a Medicare agent, they will tell them, you don't need anything else once you have Medicare, because they don't know anything about long-term care. They don't know anything about life insurance. So you're asking somebody to help you with your retirement strategy, thinking that all I need is Medicare, when your health coverage is the most expensive problem or challenge or situation you will have for the rest of your life. And so when you can't talk to somebody that understands there's more pieces to the puzzle than just one, and that they all kind of are intermingled, your long-term care with if you're going to stay at home or if you're going to go to a facility based on, 7 daily activities of living compared to, well, shoot, should I get a hospital plan? Well, Medicare agents, what do you mean a hospital plan? No, Medicare takes care of everything. No. I'm talking about that I don't pay for. I'm looking for something where I can push the responsibility, at least financially, to someone else. They can't have that conversation with you. So that's what I like. You are able to have those conversations.
Because that's a big part of, everybody looks, I'm going to turn 65. I'm going to retire. I'm going to live the easy life. That's when it gets hard.
It's a different kind of hard. Well, and then let's not forget the socialization aspect of it. Now, all of a sudden, you don't have a place where you go and work. So a lot of those people you don't stay in contact with. Some of them you didn't want to stay in contact with. And so now it's like, what am I going to do with all my time? And so I don't know if you knew this, but one of the largest demographics for suicide are older men.
I did not know.
65 plus. Absolutely. And so we have to understand that there is a connection between mental health, physical health, socialization. All of those pieces have to fit together, and they're all inside of a big piece called money.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't move around there without having your money in place, which is why going to just a Medicare agent, you're really shooting yourself in the foot because they don't know everything they need to know to tell you what you should do. If you travel, I've heard agents on the phone and they don't say, well, do you travel a lot? Well, that's important if you're on Medicare. Super important. Find out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I have friends. My lovely bride is still working full time. So we only get to travel 2 or 3 times a year. But I've got friends that are completely retired. They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to be in Costa Rica for a month and we're going to, and they're gone for 3 months at a time.
Yeah.
Or even a Medicare Advantage. Basically, it's emergency.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But if you need more than that, you're out of luck. Whereas a Medicare supplement plan, much more robust on international travel.
Yeah.
So.
But you're not going to get that from a call center agent.
No, because they want to sell this product.
So let's talk about these benefits, Martin. These benefits that the seniors say they love, but a lot of them they don't use.
But that was part of the changes they made that CMS made to Medicare this last year is they have to send out a statement now of unused benefits. Because it said something about a gym membership. Most of it does not get used.
No. But that's a selling point. Let me say that again. But that is the number one selling point when they talk to seniors is the gym membership. And you think about it, really, are you going to go to the gym? If you're putting everything on this gym membership and you don't go, maybe you should ask them other things that they offer. What is going on with the transportation? Do you take me there and drop me off and then I can't get back? Is there really a grocery card, and what is that going to cover? And how can I use it? But a lot of times they don't talk about any of those things.
Well, that's true. And I'll be perfectly honest. I found this out not all that long ago. Sometimes, yes, they offer transportation to the doctor or whatever. They will take you there, but they won't bring you back.
Nope, they're not bringing you back.
So
they don't know where you've been.
That just blows me away that, we will take you, and so you got to call an Uber or,
Yeah.
Uber's not cheap.
No.
So, unfortunately, a lot of seniors are on fixed income and they, this, and then all of a sudden I'm in for a $25 Uber ride. I wasn't prepared to spend that $25.
What enters the scene? Collaborative Expansion Foundation. So we will help seniors that need help with transportation, with food, all of those things. We've got partners that want to help seniors. So making these decisions without having a qualified, holistic planner is what I'm going to call us, because we look at all of the pieces of the puzzle. You're setting yourself up for some sadness down the line because you don't know what you don't know. And unfortunately, until you talk to somebody who cares, you're not going to get it. So our whole Love and Trust tour, you get to interview people, you guys. Interview us. Don't just pick up the phone and talk to anybody. You don't want fraud in your life? talk to people you know. Go to events that we offer. We say no senior should enroll in Medicare with a stranger. So how does a stranger become a friend? Well, you gotta come to our events. You gotta call us on the phone. Ask us some questions. See if we have the same personality you have. We don't have a problem with that because we're seniors and we understand. I want to know who I'm talking to. Right, Martin? I want to know who you are. I want to know if you're qualified. I want to know if I trust you and if I like you to keep the conversation going.
No, and if you come to one of our events, and whether it be a small one, we got some coffee and donuts, and we just have a chance to sit down and talk, and share life experiences and things. I have met some of the most interesting people. Oh my God, it's just it's like, what you did? What? Oh my God, it's just a chance to get to bond and know each other a little bit.
This is what it's about, you guys. It's about being with people that care. Number one, when we see us doing this is real. We have got relationships with people all over the country. And the reason we do is because we love them and they can feel that it's mutual. So when you're making decisions, it's a lot better to make a decision with somebody you like and somebody that you know really cares about the outcomes in your life, not someone that you signed up with a Medicare plan last year and then you go back and they don't even have their license. They're not even in the business anymore. They have not invested anything into you. It's all about a paycheck. Our mission has always been to take care of you. And if you were going to leave our audience with 3 things that a senior should be paying attention to this year, what would that be?
Oh boy, that's a good question. Well, obviously, your finances, because the world's going crazy, and there's no other way to say that. Speak to somebody and make sure that your finances are set, that you're going to be set for retirement. I mean, the biggest fear they say that seniors have is running out of money in their retirement. Okay, make sure that your health is covered, whether it be with a Medicare policy, a supplement, or an Advantage plan. There's pros and cons to each one, and I've had many people ask, which one's better? There's a very simple answer to that. It depends. There
That's
is
your
no
goal.
one right answer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you already have some health issues and you're just turning 65, you better get on a supplement plan.
Fast.
Okay, and look, I had a client, I signed him up 2 years ago, and last year, hip replacement, and he had his deductible, and but that was it. Yes, he pays money every month, but how long is it going to take you to make payments, hip replacement surgery?
Seniors in bankruptcy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, medical bills are like what? One of the main causes of bankruptcy. Make sure you have a plan set up so that you're financially taken care of. Don't waste time in that tomorrow's not guaranteed. And I had a health scare back in 2016, and the doctor said, well, you start treatment now or you got 3 months to live. And that really, I had sworn I was never going to get married again. But I mean, that beautiful lady worked. It was the best thing I had ever done. But and she was there for me. I'm alive today because of her. Or take advantage of a day, or take a day for granted, because you never know.
No.
So stay on top of things. Make sure your family's taken care of, but make sure you're taken care of as well.
Because if you're not here, game over, right?
Exactly.
So you guys, I just want to end up with the products that we have so that you know, especially if your finances are a little funny, you want to look at the supplemental plans, because all the plans pay you directly. You can use the money on whatever you want. Nobody cares, okay?
But real quick, because some people get confused between a Medicare supplement plan, known as a Medigap, and some of these other, because I've had people get, well, you talking supplement, what are you talking about? Okay, there are other supplemental plans that can supplement your care that Moné is talking about.
No, thank you. So you guys, so that you don't get confused, what I'm referring to are cancer plans, accident plans, ICU plans, hospital indemnity plans, heart and stroke plans. all of those plans that will pay you directly. So, and they're not that expensive, but what you want to do is you want to have insurance that covers the gap, because sometimes the gap can be more important than other things. So you want to make sure that you've got something that'll cover all of the gaps. And you also want to make sure that you've got something that will take care of the things that you can't do that are not medically driven. So when we're talking about that, I'm talking about the 7 activities of daily living. Those things can happen for any reason. You want to be able to understand what all the products are, and you want to have somebody who can explain them to you. So you can know, oh, should I do this? Or if I work for the government, now all of a sudden I'm not working anymore and I got a lump sum of cash, put it into some annuity so it could pay you income like the income you're used to. But it's not one size fits all. So it's important to come to talk to us. We've also got legal, we've also got accountants, everybody there to create a holistic package for you. But don't just go to a Medicare agent during Medicare open enrollment or annual enrollment and think that's all you need, because it's not. You need to have your finances in place. You need to know what that looks like. And then if you want to leave a legacy, what type of legacy? For whom? How? When? Where? Why? Those are conversations you got to have with somebody who really cares about you, not somebody you don't know their name. If they get on the phone and say, hey, this is so-and-so 756-832, and you are, well, you'll just have a number just like they do. But when you come to us, like Martin said, you'll get our phone numbers, our cell phone numbers. All of our clients can call us anytime, period. It is not between 9 and 5. It's not, hands off on the weekends, because we know that you need us all the time. So you want to be with people that you can trust. Also, let's say this out loud, fraud drops 100%. Right, Martin? You can't have any fraud when you talk to the people you know and the people you care. So moving forward.
And please, everybody stay focused on that, because there's so many scammers out there. Don't give your Medicare number out unless you know. You can give it out to your doctor, obviously. But, if somebody calls you on the phone, Medicare will never call you unless you have called them first.
Yeah. No. Hey, and Martin, did I tell you they've got a new AI scam where it's a voice that sounds like your grandkids?
I have heard that, and they're like, "Oh, I had an accident. Wire me, $1,000 or something." Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys,
I've heard that's going on.
Please, and if you haven't seen it, I think it was this past Tuesday, I did another video on scams, right? And don't think that just because you see a bank's name on your cell phone number that is the bank. As soon as you get that saying something's wrong, hang up immediately and call the number on the back of your card. Do not call the number they give you. Do not click on anything ever. Okay? Because once you do that, the bank can say that you gave that number out. And you can tell them, hey, that was your number, but they're going to say it wasn't our number. Don't be in that pool of either or. Just don't even participate. Right?
That happened to our oldest son. He got a call in the morning. He at the time was working overnight for UPS, and so it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and he woke, phone rang, and he's still half groggy, and he sees the name of the bank on the caller ID. And he said, "Oh yeah, we need your PIN number for your 8 p.m." And he gave it to him, and then hung up, and immediately was like, "Oh, you know what? What did I just do?" Yeah. And he called him immediately, and luckily got it all stopped. But
they're getting ready to have a party off of you. So guys, take us seriously when it comes. Even if you think you're not sure, just hang up, because they do this as a job. They know how to push your buttons. They have been trained to tell you things that are fearful and say you can trust them, but you can't. So call your family member you trust. You can call us, heck, and tell us, but call the banks or anything that looks suspicious. Call that company back ASAP and say, did you call me?
And don't say, well, give me your number. Let me call you back.
Yeah.
Like Moné said, get the number off the back of the card, whatever. But, and again, it's, we talked about, back in the day, you could, there was love and trust amongst a lot of people, and it's
not so much.
not anymore.
I'm just going to say this before we close, because a lot of companies are outsourcing. You can't tell if they're real or not based on not being able to understand the person calling, because all of the carriers are in all of the countries, all of them.
Oh yeah.
So, you just got to be able to find.
Yeah, if someone has an accent, don't take it against them. They have an accent.
Yeah.
But
you don't know. So just be loving and kind to everyone.
They could very well be sitting in the middle of Kansas,
Dorothy?
And people from Kansas are a little.
Don't you go there.
You didn't remember.
I'm from Kansas City.
Realize I remember.
I'm gonna get you.
I know where you're from. I know exactly where you're from.
But the idea is, you guys, this is who we are. I hope you love it. I hope you understand that we're just real people wanting to help and protect other real people, and especially our seniors, because we are them. So we thank you so much for being with us today. If you need anything, the telephone number, email, website, everything is here on the screen. And all you have to do is call, text, email, and you'll talk to a living person who's there to help you and answer your question. Martin, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
He's just the best, you guys. If you can get him on the phone, which you can, you will have started the process in the right way. So I'm Moné Swann. This is BIVX Wealth and Insurance Solutions on Secure 65 Health Plans, where seniors thrive. See you next week. Bye.
Look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah.
BIVX Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Secure 65 class plans, we're singing thrive. Secure 65 health plans, where seniors thrive. Secure 65 health plans, where seniors thrive. Secure 65